The moments that delight audiences still retain their charm and abundance, a rarity for any film. Some of the film's best comedic moments arise amidst the chaos of explosions and combat. These moments derive their strength from the well-established characters we've grown to love, feeling organic and perfectly fitting. The result is an exhilarating roller coaster of emotions. These are just some of the comments on the 2012 Avenger movie. The film is a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America: The First Avenger. It is the sixth film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the sixth and final installment of Phase 1. Now let's look back on the plot of the movie.
After being banished from the Nine Realms due to his actions in Asgard, Loki roams the outer reaches of space until encountering the Other, the servant of a mysterious warlord. The Other strikes a deal with Loki. In return for retrieving the Tesseract, a potent energy source under S.H.I.E.L.D. scrutiny on Earth, his master pledges to grant Loki control over the Chitauri, a threatening race of cyborgs, enabling him to defeat humanity. Viewing this as an opportunity for power, Loki agrees. On Earth, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Phil Coulson, Eric Selvig, and Clint Barton are summoned to the Joint Dark Energy Mission facility in the Mojave Desert, where Dr. Selvig is studying the Tesseract. The Tesseract has started emitting unusual energy fluctuations, leading to the evacuation of the facility. Before precautions can be taken, the Tesseract activates, creating a portal through which Loki emerges. Declaring his intent to conquer Earth, Loki seizes the Tesseract. Utilizing the scepter provided by the Other, he captures the minds of Selvig, Barton, and numerous S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, aiding his escape. Despite Fury and Hill's efforts to halt him, Loki flees. In response, Fury restores the Avengers' initiative.
For those seeking to dive into the psyche of the villain, Loki serves as a prime example. Arguably, he's the linchpin that holds the entire narrative together. While audiences revel in Stark's witty remarks and other elements, a believable and compelling villain is crucial for the story's success. Hiddleston's return to the role showcases his talent in even greater depth than before.
Despite directives from the World Security Council to enact Phase 2, Fury dispatches Natasha Romanoff to locate Bruce Banner, residing as a doctor in Kolkata, India. Agent Coulson is tasked with recruiting Tony Stark, both to aid in locating the Tesseract. Fury personally briefs Steve Rogers on Loki's theft of the Tesseract, seeking his assistance in recovering it and thwarting the invader. All three agree to assist, though Rogers is hesitant due to his past encounters with the Tesseract during World War II. Banner is also reluctant, fearing the havoc his alter ego, the Hulk, could wreak.
S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Coulson, a mere mortal, serves as a pivotal character who acts as a representative for the audience's awe. Appearing in nearly all preceding films, he embodies the wonder we all feel as we witness the unfolding events. His role is paramount, both from a storytelling standpoint and in making the narrative relatable. Okay, now back to the story.
The team assembles on the helicarrier, with Banner tracking the Tesseract's gamma radiation while S.H.I.E.L.D. hunts for Loki. Meanwhile, Loki uses the scepter to communicate with the Other, who warns him of dire consequences for failure. Shortly after severing contact, Loki is spotted in Stuttgart, Germany. He assaults Heinrich Schaefer before causing chaos at a gala, allowing the brainwashed Barton to procure iridium to stabilize the Tesseract. Romanoff and Rogers arrive to apprehend Loki, engaging in a fight until Stark intervenes, compelling Loki to surrender. They capture him and head back to the helicarrier on a Quinjet. Suddenly, a lightning storm erupts, and Thor materializes, transported to Earth by Odin and Heimdall's dark magic. Thor retrieves Loki from the team and transports him to a nearby forest. Despite Thor's efforts to persuade him to abandon his scheme and return to Asgard, Loki, consumed by jealousy and disdain for Odin, remains resolute. Stark intervenes and clashes with Thor, causing significant destruction in the forest. Rogers steps in to fix the situation, prompting Thor to agree to cooperate with the humans and help bring Loki back to the helicarrier. On the helicarrier, Loki is confined within a cage designed for containing Banner's Hulk. Despite Fury's attempts to extract information about the Tesseract's whereabouts, Loki remains tight-lipped. Thor enlightens the Avengers about Loki's scheme. Using the Tesseract, he aims to initiate an alien invasion by granting the Chitauri access to Earth through a portal. Stark and Banner collaborate on pinpointing the Tesseract's location, with Stark intrigued by Banner's remarkable control over the Hulk. Rogers, upset by Stark's erratic conduct and disregard for authority, endeavors to rein him in, sparking a rivalry between the two. Amidst their disagreements, they begin to question S.H.I.E.L.D.'s motives, suspecting Fury of concealing information regarding their intentions with the Tesseract. Stark admits to hacking into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s mainframe to uncover their secrets, while Rogers explore the restricted areas of the helicarrier. Both Stark and Rogers stumble upon Phase 2, a project aimed at weaponizing the Tesseract. The Avengers confront Fury with their findings, causing him to disclose that S.H.I.E.L.D. initiated the weaponization of the Tesseract in response to the incident with the destroyer in New Mexico. Tensions escalate, resulting in a disagreement during which the brainwashed Barton, along with other soldiers under Loki's influence, assaults the helicarrier, damaging one of its engines. The ensuing explosion overwhelms the disagreeing group, trapping Romanoff and Banner in the boiler area amidst the wreckage. Despite Romanoff's efforts to pacify him, the wounded Banner metamorphoses into the Hulk and pursues Romanoff throughout the helicarrier. Thor intervenes to aid her, engaging in a fierce fight with the Hulk, only to find himself overpowered. A S.H.I.E.L.D. jet attempts to distract the Hulk, but he destroys it and hurtles toward the ground. Rogers and Stark endeavor to repair the engine, facing interference from Loki's minions. Romanoff confronts Barton, eventually breaking Loki's control over him with a forceful blow to the head. Thor endeavors to apprehend Loki, falling prey to an illusion and finding himself imprisoned in his former cell. Coulson rushes to Thor's aid but is fatally wounded by Loki's scepter before Thor is ejected from the helicarrier. He narrowly escapes, landing in a field below. Rogers and Stark ultimately triumph over their adversaries and restore the helicarrier to operation. Nonetheless, Loki eludes capture, and Coulson succumbs to his injuries. Fury attempts to rally the Avengers by using Coulson's death as motivation, but Rogers and Stark clash once again. They soon realize that Loki plans to open the portal above Stark Tower in New York City, driven by his ego. Rogers, Romanoff, and Barton depart for New York City in a Quinjet, following Stark in his suit. Despite Stark's efforts, he fails to prevent the brainwashed Selvig from activating the Tesseract, initiating the portal alongside a device he constructed. Stark confronts Loki. The two engage in a brief battle of wits, with Stark failing to intimidate Loki with his threats regarding the Avengers. Loki unsuccessfully tries to possess Stark, as his arc reactor physically blocks the scepter's power and instead throws Stark through a window. Fortunately, Stark manages to activate his Mark 7 armor, which attaches to Stark before he can hit the ground. Stark then attempts to incapacitate Loki, but Selvig's device initiates, opening a portal above New York. The Chitauri fleet emerges, beginning Loki's invasion. Barton, Romanoff, Rogers, and Thor join Stark to destroy many Chitauri, but more pour from the portal. Banner arrives on a motorbike and uses a special technique to willingly transform into the Hulk. Hulk smashed a huge vehicle. Then Hulk beats Loki into surrender. Meanwhile, the team fights hordes of Chitauri. Romanoff makes her way to Selvig's device. Selvig, now freed of Loki's control, reveals that Loki's scepter can close the portal. Meanwhile, the World Security Council attempts to end the invasion by launching a nuclear missile at Manhattan. Iron Man intercepts the missile and takes it through the portal toward the Chitauri fleet before running out of power and plummeting back to Earth. The Hulk catches Stark as he falls, while the Chitauri fleet is decimated by the nuclear explosion, effectively disabling the Chitauri forces on Earth. Romanoff then closes the portal, the battle finally won. The world, changed forever, is taken over by the idea of a superhero team. The Avengers become the center of media attention, admired by the public as heroes, but are also met with some concern and fear. Some find their appearance during the battle to be too coincidental. Joining in Central Park afterwards, the Avengers diverge. Though Fury notes that at such a time that a new world-threatening menace emerges, the team will reassemble. Meanwhile, the other meets with his master Thanos and informs him of Loki's failure. He shares his concerns over the strength of Earth's heroes, commenting that attempting to re-challenge them would be deadly. Thanos smiles sadistically. Before disassembling, the Avengers gathered at an empty Shawarma palace and ate in silence.
Even after more than a decade, this film still hits the right spot. Why? The way the script was written is what draws us back time and again over the years. Among all of the Phase 1 films of the MCU, this one stands out as undeniably the most entertaining. It's evident that the writer thoroughly enjoyed crafting this story, likely experiencing the same sense of wonder as the audience while witnessing it unfold. Is this film the most quintessentially comic book of them all? Undoubtedly so, and it excels precisely because of that. It flawlessly captures that essence. If you revisit the original Avengers comic debut, you'll find that most of the core characters are present here, but the threat still feels more credible in this adaptation. Set against the backdrop of post-9/11 New York City, the film resonates without exploiting the setting. The threat portrayed is one that resonates globally, which likely contributes to the film's widespread acclaim. From a visual standpoint, there are countless standout moments, particularly the awe-inspiring live-action depiction of the helicarrier. While much has been said about the extensive destruction portrayed in the film, there's no denying the exhilarating thrill of witnessing the events unfold during the final hour or so. This film marks the beginning of a Marvel style that persists in the most recent releases. Sleek, vibrant, and lively, characterized by snappy dialogue and an overarching sense of enjoyment. darkness is scarcely present here. The utilization of color is striking, maintaining a light and inviting atmosphere throughout. The film's box office success underscores its widespread appeal. As thanks for watching the whole video, here's a picture of a cute puppy. And if you have a movie or TV show that you want us to cover, just comment it down below. We'll make a video of it in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our playlist for more recaps.